Hello guys, DJ Aaron here. This video is going to be kind of a hard one because this is where I'm going to tell a little bit about what happened with the show last year and how I could have, made things better, in the long run. And I burned a few friendships along the way because of that. And things were hard on me. I had so many transitional things in my life that was I had so many transitional things in my life that really affected the show, and it affected it in such a way that really wasn't the show that it should have turned out to be. There were so many things that were going on, so many things that were going on in my head at the time of doing the shows. When Weasel made the video of me not acting like myself or not being myself, I kind of hated him for it for a while. And I was taking on this whole persona of me not being me. And, focusing, I was letting the problems outweigh what my show was. And it was pretty much not good on my health, It took its toll on me because, again, I was losing friendships that pretty much were good friendships, and I kind of have to deal with that today. I got the friendship back with Weasel, I got the friendship back with UXW Bill. I pretty much put that aside, but the main friendship that is still troublesome to me and will always be troublesome to me is Windows Machine. That in itself kind of tells you where things were between the merger of Blog TV and YouNow. I think what almost literally destroyed my path of the show was moving straight to Ustream, because I at that time was trying to weigh out the transitional ways of where the show is going to go. As we slowly transitioned into Ustream, things were okay. Things were great. But as we transitioned into Vaughn Live, however, I was taking on almost a path that you could say that I was not myself. My health was pretty much taking a dive for the digger. I wasn't, I didn't have a good mindset then, each show that I did, it got worse and worse and worse and worse. And what Weasel said was maybe I should take a break. In about February or so, I took that advice. Because I wanted to get myself back to almost normal, so to speak, and get myself back to what really meant, which means I have to evaluate myself, which during that time period between March and May, I was pretty much working on myself. trying to work on getting the friendship back with Windows Machine, but it wasn't budging to the point to where I could even do that. It was, still a bumpy ride. It was, in between all that stuff, if I go back to the downfall of SDP for a while and the way the drama was, I could see why Dre wanted to leave, because I was getting to the point to where I was scaring him, and I was getting to the point to where I was endangering myself. And I admit that I was endangering myself, because it's a show and it was supposed to be a good show, and then it started taking a downward spiral. And at that time, the friendship between me and Dre started to deteriorate. And as it started to deteriorate, it was getting to the point to where I didn't know him anymore, he didn't know me anymore. I was at a rough point. And even though this is a hard video for me to make, I have to deal with not having the friend that I wanted to have today. And I kind of ruined that. I literally did. I kind of ruined it. And I admit to the fact that I've pretty much ruined that. But to a certain degree, you got to move on from that point of, do things get better? Yes, they do get better, because when I was staying at my grandparents', I was working on myself. I was working on, getting myself better, and then back to where I was in 2012. Like the happy person that I was in 2012, was nowhere to be found in 2013, because 2013 kind of transitioned into a dark period where, I was beginning to not know myself anymore. And people didn't like that. So that went into the late January to almost early to late May. At that time, I just had to kick back and basically enjoy life. Had some time away from the show, and the friends that literally helped me and do the fill-in shows, I thank them a lot for pitching in and helping out with the show when I needed it the most. That tells a lot. And will the friendship with me and Windows Machine return? Formerly known Windows Machine, now Mac Machine, return? I don't know. It is kind of still rocky, I know. It is what it is, and it is hard, sitting here, in this very, in this very place where it has come full circle, from 2012 to now. The person that is not here, and the person that, I should have fixed the friendship with. You know, it is hard to realize that. You know, it's still really hard to realize that. And you know, as my shows go on and get better, the emptiness is still there. And you know, Windows Machine, formerly known, you know, Mac Machine, formerly known as Windows Machine, he was like a brother to all of us. You know, he really enjoyed the shows when it was good. He really enjoyed them when it was good. And you know, what I'm doing right now is I'm getting back to what I've lost in 2013, kind of making up for that, you know, lost time. Which was also the time of the split up of SDP, and everybody just got fed up with each other, including myself. And you know, it was a hard time. It was a hard moment. It was really, you know, I just wanted out of that life. I just wanted out of that. And by me staying with my grandparents for several months, it actually made me realize that if I could pull it back together and start doing shows again, you know, it was kind of like, when you think about it, it was kind of like, you know, fixing something that was broken. I was broken for a while, and I had to fix myself. And a lot of people don't realize how much time I put into this show and how much time it takes for me to do the show. You know, between everybody, you know, my show is one of the ones that really stands out. And you know, I've been doing this since 2011. You know, like I said, you know, a broken friendship really isn't worth, you know, really isn't worth the broken friendship, really. You know, we all have to mend things up to, you know, I guess we all have to mend things back together and forgive. And one of the things I've learned out of this is you can easily forgive someone for how fucked up some things were. And you know, I had to kick myself in the ass just to get myself back on track. So now I kind of picture things as moving forward. You know, pretty much setting a goal to really get the show back on track. Because, you know, as of now, we're in October of 2014. And I now get the whole picture and the whole idea of why I'm here and why I am doing these shows and why everything happens for a reason. Will things, should I say, get resolved between me and Windows Machine? I could say, yeah, I hope so. I really hope so, because you know, he's really missing out on a lot. He's really missing out on, you know, the awesome times that, you know, that is being made right now. You know, if him and I just fix things and patch things up and I mean, really patch things up. Put things aside, just brush it off, and, you know, just get back to what it was back in 2012. It'd be great. It'd be awesome. You know. To tell you the truth, I literally miss the company. I literally miss the times he co-hosted, and, you know, from that being that, and taking that and making it better. You know, each show, I do remember the good times. I do remember a lot of good things. And it has always been great, no matter good or bad. I mean, yeah, the show hit a low point in its lifespan. But we're back. We're back doing what we do, and, you know, it's not hard to get back to basics. You know, really back to basics. I literally had to kick myself in the butt just to get the show back to where it needs to be. No friendship is worth being broken. No friendship is worth being broken. If friendship can be fixed, the show can be fixed. And the show is already fixed. And I would like the friendship to be fixed. And it's one of those things that I want to get back on track and hopefully have a piece of that puzzle back in place. You guys might think I'm crazy, but in reality, you know, we all have to have a piece of the pie. And whether or not that things get resolved, you know, I'm still going to do the shows the way I do them and the way I plan to do them. It's just not going to stop there. I'm going to keep moving forward and keep doing what I do. So anyways, guys, that is it for this video. Peace out, practice and enjoy, and please take my advice to heart, because, you know, we're on this earth for one reason, and that one reason is to get along, live, laugh, and love, pretty much, which is what I'm saying here. Anyways, I talked to your guys' asses off long enough, and yeah, hard video for me to make, and hopefully things will pan out and be on the up and up. So anyways, guys, talk to you later.